Some time ago, the news that a Chinese Taiwanese female internet celebrity was imprisoned and abused in Cambodia attracted widespread public attention on social media. In the distress video, the girl was covered in bruises and she couldn't stop crying, which made many netizens feel deeply saddened by the girl's misfortune. However, although this distress video has attracted the attention of many netizens, more people are still powerless about such things and can only choose to stand by and watch. Advertise. Problem Platform Rights Protection _ Professional Rights Protection Consulting, recovery experience of tens of thousands of victims. Times. However, after learning of what happened to the girl, such an elder brother in Cambodia bravely stood up with several other Chinese in Cambodia and actively launched a rescue operation. In the end, with their efforts, the female internet celebrity escaped from the devil's lair successfully. However, when the female internet celebrity was interviewed after being rescued, she said something casually, which caused controversy. She said that the mainland brother who rescued him had forced her to say that Taiwan belonged to China, otherwise he would not help her. As soon as this remark came out, the motivation of the rescuer was no longer pure. Many netizens also believed that the reason why this internet celebrity said this was to gain attention. So what is the truth of the matter? One female internet celebrity Pippi. Advertise. You can be sweet, handsome, punishing and tricky. You can choose enter the live broadcast room to interact closely with the anchor. Times. The protagonist of the story, Pippi, is a well-known fitness internet celebrity on Insta, and also a trainer working in the gym. She usually publishes her own fitness videos, and has successfully gained more than 30,000 fans. After becoming famous in the short video, her proud figure also attracted many students to come to her to apply for classes. However, affected by the epidemic, the gym had to close down, which made Pippi lose its main source of income. Although some income can also be obtained through short videos, such a life is not stable enough after all. In addition, Pippi is a single mother, and taking care of her daughter also requires a lot of expenditure. So for a while, Pippi, who was once considered a high-paying family, had an unprecedented desire for money. She shared her recent situation with her fans many times in her short video, and also explained her dilemma. Advertise. Organize 10 poster template websites. Times. However, she may not have expected that her helpless sharing would attract the attention of some people with malicious intentions. One day in 2022, she received a private message from a fan, saying that there is a high-paying job that is very suitable for Pippi, and I hope she can consider it. If Pippi saw such a private message before changing, she would definitely not reply. But that so-called job was given too much. Pippi didn't even think about it, and replied as if she was obsessed. At first, Pippi didn't have much hope, she just chatted with the fan cautiously. In this way, they came and went, and they gradually became acquainted. Advertise. Live broadcast of the beauty show. Enter the live broadcast room and interact closely with the anchor. Times. Pippi asked her why she couldn't recruit people for such a high-paying job. Shouldn't people rush for a job of NT $770,000 a month? Seeing that Pippi had such doubts, the fans had no choice but to express that because the place of work is in Cambodia, and because traveling with the boss to negotiate business requires relatively high requirements for body and appearance, they have not been able to find a suitable one. When Pippi heard such a reason, he was somewhat hesitant. In the next few days, that fan would send videos to Pippi from time to time, showing her the place of work. Slowly, Pippi's worries were dispelled little by little. To the Cave of Cambodia. Advertise. Game of Thrones, Winter is Coming. HBO genuine authorized strategy game. Times. Facing a salary of more than 700,000 Taiwan dollars a month, Pippi was finally moved. She entrusted her daughter to her mother and went to Cambodia alone. In the early morning of June 25th, Pippi was taken to a dilapidated hotel by the pickup brother as soon as he arrived in Cambodia. There, the pickup brother found various reasons and took away her passport. In the afternoon, the group stopped hiding and told Pippi that they wanted to sell her. Advertise. Encountered a cold disaster when traveling? The man in science and technology laughed, and made himself warm. No one in the mansion froze to death, and the officials were stunned. Times. She was imprisoned in an unknown small place in Cambodia, and was threatened that if she did not pay 20,000 to 30,000 US dollars, she would never be able to regain her freedom. In this way, Pippi's photos began to circulate on the Cambodian darknet. In just 1 week, she has been changed hands 4 times. Every time, Pippi suffered inhuman treatment that ordinary people could not imagine. They did not give Pippi normal food and water, so she had to rely on the only bread and raw water to satisfy her hunger every day. Advertise. After seeing my workability, the female boss said to me, "I will take you with me on a business trip next time, the workability is really strong." Times. Drinking too much raw water made her feel uncomfortable in her abdomen, and no one paid attention to her crying out in pain. There was also a big dog tied outside the place where she was locked up. Once Pippi tried to escape, the big dog would bark crazily to attract the group of people, and Pippi would inevitably suffer a severe beating. What's even more frightening is that this group of people took a fancy to Pippi's figure and appearance, and even assaulted her several times in turn. According to Pippi's subsequent recollection, she changed hands 4 times, but she was assaulted as many as 9 times. Going through such things every day, Pippi didn't want to escape from that devil's den for a moment. However, since the communication equipment and passport were confiscated, it was simply impossible for Pippi to escape back to Taiwan. It's not that she hasn't thought about finding opportunities to seek help from the local police. But the criminal gang warned her that the local police had already been bribed by them, and told Pippi not to mess around with her brain. During the chat with the group, Pippi accidentally learned that the kidnappers were actually a group of scammers. Advertise. A colleague set up a trap, was discovered by me, and lost the most important thing to me. Times. When she was changed hands for the 4th time, Pippi, who had suffered so much, finally ushered in a turning point. The scam boss felt sorry for her being passed around, so he gave her a few options. Either he joined their fraud group, or he contacted his family and offered a ransom of 500,000 yuan, or he sold his body organs as a meat pick. Pippi knew that her family couldn't afford so much money to redeem her, but she didn't want to give up this chance to escape. So she pretended to agree to join the fraud gang. We carry out rescue operations. After winning the leader's trust, Pippi successfully got back his mobile phone. She secretly posted her experience on the internet, and also released her location, hoping that good-hearted people can help her if they see it. Advertise. At the beginning of the game, you will get a dragon egg, receive the dragon egg, and start the journey of controlling the dragon. Times. But this kind of matter is too complicated. Although most netizens express deep sympathy, far water cannot save near fire, and they are powerless about such things. Just when Pippi was about to give up, a vlogger named Bump noticed her message for help. As an anti-fraud propagandist who often promotes in Southeast Asia, Bangla quickly contacted local volunteer organizations that deal with such matters. Together, they handed over Pippi's kidnapping information to the Chinese embassy in Cambodia. With the efforts of the embassy, the police quickly found the fraud group through the location information released by Pippi and rescued Pippi from them. Many of the anti-fraud volunteer organizations are Chinese. For the sake of compatriots, and because Pippi is too pitiful, several Chinese big brothers paid for their own money and sent Pippi to the hospital. Series checks. At the police station, Pippi had to make a record and an injury test. Before and after, several volunteers who were also Chinese were helping her. Because this fraud gang was involved too much, Pippi's journey home after being rescued once became very difficult. Advertise. Heavy stock market news, stock trading software for a limited time. Times. In the end, the Chinese who were doing firefighting and rescue in Cambodia went to the police station to give her a guarantee and arranged for her to get on the plane back to Taiwan. For the farmer and the snake. After returning to Taiwan, Pippi generously shared her experience of being cheated on the TV show. Just when everyone was comforted by her bravery, a word she said caused controversy among many netizens. They force me to say that Taiwan belongs to China, otherwise they won't save me. This sentence instantly changed the big brothers who rescued Pippi from the status of rescuers to pressurers. In order to increase the heat, she even spread a rumor that the person who lied to her was actually a mainland Chinese. Netizens were also shocked by such remarks. Some netizens said that Pippi is simply the snake among the farmer and the snake, who knows how to repay her kindness. Those rescuers in mainland China rescued her with a spirit of volunteerism and never asked for anything in return. They should be praised, not blamed. Advertise. This is the burst rate that a true legend should have. The equipment depends entirely on brushing, and you can become a boss without paying money. Times. After the matter fermented, Pippi's previous actions were also exposed. The rescuer broke the news that from the time Pippi was rescued to getting on the plane with their help, she did not express any gratitude during the whole process. Moreover, after the matter was resolved and she successfully returned to Taiwan, she also made many remarks about Taiwan independence, and she firmly did not want to admit that she was Chinese. In fact, there are quite a few Taiwanese who have been deceived into Cambodia, but the Taiwan authorities can do nothing but put up a few warning signs at the airport. In the end, they had to go to the Chinese embassy in Cambodia for help. And GASO, the global anti-fraud organization that specializes in such incidents, has organized rescue operations more than once. But they also said that almost no one expressed their gratitude to the rescued more than 60 Taiwanese, and even yelled at the rescuers because they couldn't get a car. Therefore, the organization announced from August 6, 2022 that they will carefully consider whether to rescue Taiwanese trapped in Cambodia. I believe that for such a white-eyed wolf, such a decision is also a helpless move. 5. Go abroad to work. Beware of scams. Advertise. Log in for 7 days to send exclusive goddesses, kill mobs and burst into orange outfits. Times. We cannot agree with Pippi's attitude towards the rescuer, but her experience has indeed made many people sad, and it has also served as a warning to us. With the intensification of globalization and immigration, working abroad has become an important way for many people to realize their dreams, seek opportunities, and change their destiny. But at the same time, we are also faced with many traps, deceptions, and risks. We need to be vigilant, cautious, and careful in order to truly realize our goals and values. First of all, we need to have an in-depth understanding of the relevant policies and regulations of working abroad, as well as the cultural, legal and industry characteristics of the destination country. Each country and region has different requirements and restrictions on foreign labor and immigration, which requires us to carefully consider and screen according to our own conditions and goals. When choosing the industry and position to work abroad, we must also have sufficient thinking and evaluation to avoid blindly following the trend and being confused by market competition. Secondly, we must pay attention to the possible scams and pitfalls that may be encountered in working abroad. Some criminals and institutions will lure people to go overseas with low prices, high salaries, free training, etc., so as to commit fraud, exploitation, and plunder. We should be more vigilant, not to trust the words and promises of strangers, do a full investigation and collect information, and ensure that the channels and methods we choose to work abroad are legal, reliable, and secure. At the same time, before going abroad to work, we also need to make a series of necessary preparations and arrangements. This includes obtaining relevant documents and procedures, purchasing travel and life insurance, fully understanding local culture and customs, and preparing sufficient funds and materials, etc. We can also find and contact local Chinese or compatriots, and learn from their experiences and suggestions, so that we can adapt to the local environment and way of life more quickly. In short, working abroad is a road full of opportunities and challenges, which requires our serious thinking and persistent efforts. Only by making full preparations, carefully avoiding scams and traps, and protecting personal rights and physical and mental health, can we truly realize our ideals and values and make greater contributions to the development and progress of society. Conclusion. The story of female internet celebrity Pippi not only gives us a warning, but also lets us see what is typical of ingratitude. The rescuer should always be respected, and the victim should not blatantly carry out moral kidnapping by taking advantage of his weak status. We are deeply saddened by her experience, but we cannot agree with her words and actions. But all of this is her own choice, but I don't know if those big brothers who rescued him at the beginning will regret it. I have seen such a white-eyed wolf before, and I don't know how many people will stand up for such things in the future. So in the end, I would like to remind everyone that you need to be cautious when going abroad to work, and keep your eyes open to recognize scams.